Once again, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Hakwadash Rakwa. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the elect, the goodly men that push in this word in sincerity and in truth. Right? This is Brother Koda of the Trinidad Camp come together once again to do a video, which is entitled, We Are Not Africans. O foolish Israel, we are not Africans. Right? Because I just put two pictures together to show how the African look to the Hebrew. Right? The African look black, like void of light. So let me just show the next picture that I have before I get started. Right? Showing, if you could see, the Hamites, descendant of Ham, how they look with markings in the skin when Yahweh gave us the law stating that they shall not put markings in your skin. Right? Look how they look to the Israelite men. Right? But yet still 2/3 of Israel being sottish as even the Lord say they are sottish people, right? Calling themselves Africans. You understand? And want to have African wedding. Basically following all the other nations. You understand? And would not follow the own custom. And basically these nations are going to be put to death and through rigorous pain when Yahweh shall come. So seeing that these nations go and go through all this pain, because really and truly these nations have only two courses, right? Death or slavery, right? And seeing that these nations have to go through that, you want to call yourself an African? So you ain't thinking, you ain't know that you will have to go through the same thing too if you is an African. Right? Because out of this destruction, Israel will be saved. You understand? Israel will be saved. The Edomites will be cut off, and who remain will be going into slavery. And it's the same thing with the rest of the other nations. Right? Basically the 17 other nations. Who in dead will be badly wounded, because they will have slavery to go into after. Right? So why you want to call yourself an African? And the Lord states that He is coming to bring judgment upon these nations. So with further ado, I just want to jump into the scriptures. Right? This is Genesis chapter 9 verse 18. And the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem and Ham and Japheth. And Ham is the father of the Canaanites. Right? Canaanites being African nations. Right? Just to bring further proof on that. This is I'm reading a quote here from the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Right? It says, Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years after the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. Right? These are African nations. Right? It says here, not the Negroes, because the Negroes belong to the tribe of Israel. You understand? Negroes belong to the tribe of Israel. That is why it say here, he was not the father of the Negroes. You understand? So if you want to call yourself an Egyptian, going into Egyptologist, you know, and calling yourself an Ethiopian, right? It only have one recourse for you, right? Which is either death or slavery, right? Because these other nations, when Israel basically be what is the word I'm looking for? When Israel be come free from this bondage that we in, right? There's other nations that have to take that place, right? Which going to be the other Edomites, the other 17 nations basically, right? Going on to Joel. Just bear with me a little bit. This is Joel 3, verse 4 to 6. And it says, Yea, and what are ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Right? Will ye render me a recompense? Tyre, Zidon, Palestine, these is African, as I said earlier on, African nations. Right? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head. You understand? Reading down, it say, because ye have taken my silver and my gold. Now, if the Hamites, right, if these people was Yahweh's people, would he say these things about them? That he will speedily and swiftly he will return the recompense upon the own head, yeah? Which is basically to give them destruction. If the Hamites was the Lord's people, would he want to destroy them, as he say here? Right? Think that all they're not doing, all they're not thinking, right? Because ye, verse 5, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly and pleasant things. Right? Now in the scriptures say that the world Idan was made for Israel's sakes. You understand? So the goodly and pleasant things was made for the Lord's people's sake. So if it is that the Hamites was the Lord people, why would he say this about them? How did they take his pleasant things and put into the temple? Think. Right? Verse 6, the children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem ye have sold unto the Grecians, that ye may remove them far from their borders. You understand? Or they sold the Lord's people into slavery. Yeah. Or they sold the Lord's people into slavery. You understand? That or they will remove them from the borders. Let me just bring out this in Revelation 12. Revelation 12. I'll read from 4. And it says, and his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, talking about the red dragon, right? which we know goes back to Esau. You know? And did cast them down to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to deliver, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. Now, that woman goes back to Israel, right? The child goes back to Yahushai, right? Reading on. And she brought forth a man child, who was to rule all nations with the rod of iron. As I now say, that goes back to Yahushai, because Yahushai will rule the nations with the rod of iron. You understand? Which goes back to cruelty, fierce cruelty. You understand? And her child was caught up unto Yahweh. You understand? Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai. Right? And to his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of Yahweh, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. You understand? Which jumping back in Joel 3:6, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem ye have sold unto the Grecians, that ye may remove them from their borders. You understand? That is when Jerusalem was taken down by these other countries. You understand? They fled into Africa. You understand? And the Africans there knew that the Israelites was not their people. Basically made a pact with the white dogs and them to get them out of the land and sold them into slavery. You understand? Into the slave trade. Right? Yeah. So all these people who calling themselves, 2/3 of Israel calling themselves African, right? Or they have no idea what they're really doing. You understand? Because there's judgment in store for Africans. You understand? And if you calling yourself an African, you're going to die by that sword. You know? You're going to die by that sword. Just to prove a little point here. This is First Chronicles. First Chronicles 1:13. And it says in First Chronicles 1:13. And Canaan begat Zidon, his firstborn, and Heth, right? So it shows the African nation. You understand? It shows the African nation. You understand? Canaan, Zidon, Tyre, all of these is African nations. You understand? You know, and you 2/3 will be talking like this because all they have no knowledge. You understand? Knowledge is what all they do water. You understand? Read the word, understand it. You understand? Knowledge. The scripture say to do good, to do evil, or they run into that, and to do good, or they have no knowledge. You understand? So they're running, calling all themselves all these things that all there is not. You understand? These people is not the royal priesthood. You understand? Even the dogs that it have in Jerusalem they right now are not the royal priesthood. Because look at this, eh? Look at this. Look at how this, I don't know if they say funny, but look at this. Right? All the other nations, right, pushing up themselves to be Israel. Because they know the royal priesthood that Israel is. But Israel pushing up themselves to be like the other nations. You ever see things so? You understand? All these other nations want to be like all you. Want to be like Israel. Right? And all they don't want to be all themselves. All they want to be the other nations. And the other nations basically marked to be spoiled. You know? Which some will be given over to the sword and some will be given over to captivity. You understand? So that is what they want. That is what they want. This is Zephaniah 2. This is just to show that if you're calling yourself an African, right, this is what's going to happen to you. This is what's going to happen to you. And I didn't say it. Thus say Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Right? Zephaniah 2 verse 12. And it says, Ye Ethiopians, also ye shall be slain by my sword. Right? Thus say Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Right? Or they will be slain by the sword. You understand? And that is really for touching Israel. Because all nations at some point in time touch Israel. All nations get wealthy off of Israel hard labor. You understand? All nations. So all nations basically will feel it when that time comes. I guess something in Isaiah. This is Isaiah 30. I read from verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh. Just now, eh? Select, there is no it. I'm going to go to the next precept, which is Ezekiel 30. Ezekiel 30 verse 4, right? And it says, And the sword shall come down upon Egypt, which we know is America, which is called spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, right? Sodom for the gay, Bulaman, Sodomitish behavior. You understand? Like I just saw a video which states that they want to put the consciousness into human skins that they're creating. You understand? So basically, as the scriptures say, the inward thought is that they will carry on forever, and that is where the doing, boosting up the technology so that they could live forever. You understand? But we know that ain't going to happen. Alright, reading on. And the sword shall come down upon Egypt, right? And great pain shall be in Ethiopia. Right? Ethiopia being Africa. You understand? But they like to say that Africa is the motherland. Africa ain't no friggin' motherland. You understand? Because as the scriptures say, Jacob is the former of all things. You understand? Jerusalem, die the motherland, not no Africa. When the slain shall fall in Egypt, when America be destroyed, you understand? Because basically all they align all themselves with America. All is America ally. You understand? Because, and first all they're so stupid, the Hamites, right? All they align all themselves with America, and when America have any disease that they want to test, they come in straight to all they to test it. You understand? Ebola, all these type of diseases. You understand? They come in straight to all they to test it. Right? That is why you're always seeing Edomites in Africa play the helping and helping. You understand? Testing the diseases on all you. Right? All they really feel Esau care about this world. He don't care. He doing whatever he feel like. You understand? Destroying all that and all they don't even know. Right? Reading on. And they shall take away her multitude, and her foundation shall be broken down. Ethiopia and Libya and Lydia and all the mingled people and Shub and the men of the land that is in league, right? That is in league with America, align all themselves with America because they were the eats and the drinks, you know. They bring in food and all them kind of thing for you, right? Reading on. Shall fall with them by the sword. You understand? So when that sword come down on America, and that sword being thermonuclear destruction, or they gonna fall by the sword too. You understand? And I didn't say it. You want to know who say it? Read in verse 6. Thus say Yahweh, right? They also that uphold Egypt shall fall, and the pride of her power shall come down. Right? From the tower of Shen shall they fall in it by the sword. Right? Saith Yahweh, power of Israel. You understand? So all you people who want to align all yourselves and say, oh, all these Hamites, all these Africans, right? All you two-thirds want to say all these Africans, right? These is the things that are going to happen to the Africans in later days. You understand? So I should call myself an African to want to go through this, knowing that I am a royal, part of a royal priesthood. Huh? That's why the Lord say my people are such type of people, stupid. You understand? Lacking knowledge. You understand? If all they had knowledge, look at the picture again. Look at the Israelites, look at the Hamites. You understand? If all they had knowledge, or they'd never call all themselves Africans, why? They'd never call all themselves Africans, because the Africans are not Negroes. You understand? And that is to show how all they have it mixed up. Or they just tell people, I's a Negro, and still calling all themselves an African. The Africans is not Negroes. You understand? The Africans are not Negro people. You understand? And the Israelites are not Hamites. Right? All the people getting this thing twisted up. You know, all they getting this thing twisted up. Right? Read all their history. You have to know the history in order to know the mystery. Read all their history. You understand? My people hate knowledge. How you just get knowledge? By reading. Read the word, dig up in history, listen to the apostles of Great Millstone. You know, that is where you get knowledge. You understand? You tutors have no knowledge, boy. You understand? So I guess if all is Africans, all they're supposed to be wearing them big plate on all their lip and them big sting plate on all their ears. Eh? If all is Africans, because that is where the Hamites and them does be doing. You understand? Let me bring a picture to show that. That is how the Hamites and them does dress. You understand? With big elephant horn and all them kind of shippiness. Right? That is Hamites. Israel is a sottish type of people that don't think. They're just running to anything that they see without even researching, doing history, find out where they all gain all themselves into. You understand? You've seen plenty Israelites married in African gong, African wedding. You understand? That just to show you all of this love simplicity. Everything all they see people do, all they running date and neglect all their history and all their heritage. You understand? All there's a royal priesthood called by the King of Heaven. Yahweh is his name and Yahushua is his son's name. You understand? Well, it was called by Yahweh to be a royal priesthood by kings and princesses. All there is. But all they choose to throw that down to be like the dogs of the nation. Eh? Yahweh call the other nations like none to spittle. That is spit. Twa. You understand? That is where he see the other nations is. You know? And that is what they want to be. Man, I don't know what again to tell all you. Alright? This brings me to my last precept, which is Jeremiah 47 and 47 and 4. Because of the day that cometh to spoil all the Philistines, to cut them off from Tyre and Zidon, every helper that remaineth, right? For Yahweh will spoil the Philistine, the remnants of the country of Caphtor, right? All these is African nations. So in the end times, which we already in, right? You Africans are going to be spoiled by the sword of Yahweh. You understand? For touching his royal priesthood. Right? And anybody, as others always say, who don't align themselves with Yahushai, right? Basically all they're against. And anything against Yahushai will be cut off and die, including tutors of his own people. And the reason why tutors will be cut off is because all they continue to want to live like these other nations, the heathens, right? These dogs, or they want to live like them, or they don't want to come back onto all their true king. You understand? And that is why all they will be cut off and all they will die. You understand? As I say, we are not Hamites, we are not Africans, right? We are Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, right? Royal priesthood, joint heirs unto Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, right? So I hope this video was edificational to the elect and to those 2/3 who thinking that all is Africans, all is not no Africans. You understand? Look at the difference between Africans and Hamites, right? Because one point I had was to say if all here is Africans, right? How come the Africans then come with canoes to come back to redeem all here? That is the soul, surely how selfish and stupid all it does think and all it is, right? Up to now, we still in slavery, we still in bondage, you understand? And up to now, these Africans in come to redeem all here, and all they calling all themselves Africans. If all you go over in Africa, they will never recognize all as one of them. You understand? Because really and truly, all is not one of them. All is an Israelite. You understand? A Hebrew. You understand? All is Hebrew, not Israel, not Hamites or Africans, as all they does want to call all themselves. Right? But Esau, being the white man dog that he is, will tell all you that all is everything except a Hebrew Israelite. Because these Edomites know who we is, you know. You understand? And they educate us to forget our heritage. You understand? To call ourselves Hamites, Africans. You understand? To praise Jesus, which is a white piece of shit. You understand? To praise all these other gods, when the scriptures say that all the gods of the other nations are nothing but idols. You understand? There is one true God, you know, Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. You understand? So I hope this was edificational. You know, I just want to say all praises to Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai, and the Spirit of truth being the Holy Spirit. You know, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, sanitation to the elect, the goodly men that push in this word in sincerity and in truth. This is Brother Koda of the Trinidad camp. You know, saying once again, we are not Hamites or Africans, we are Israelites. You know, until next time, I want to say Shalom to the elect.